Good evening, everybody. It's 9:30 on the East Coast, 6:30 on the West Coast, and we do not have uh any display right now. Give me just 1 second. There we go. Now we've got video. Um, but we have audio. So if it's not one thing, it's another. Welcome to your weekly
Hmm.
Calamity Jane live stream. James, how are you doing this evening?
I'm doing great. Anybody tuning in, welcome. This is where Eric and I hang out and we do tech support for ourselves and
Indeed, indeed, indeed.
and, and handle audio and video stuff. Still managing every week to find new ways to troubleshoot Zoom or troubleshoot a Mac and or Windows PC.
Indeed.
Um,
Yeah. Well,
and
this one.
in the meantime, we work on our cartoon. I do some animation while Eric and I talk about pop culture stuff and everything. Sorry to
No,
speak
no,
over
no,
you,
no,
but I
go
thought I'd
do
just
it.
get that out of the
Never
way.
do it. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Um,
sorry, I'm a little worn out today. It was uh we went to the dog park for a few hours and it was pretty warm out there. I think it kind of sapped my energy a little bit.
oh,
Um,
yeah.
but doing really well. Otherwise, the reason we didn't have any video initially is uh I'm still futzing with my computer and getting my computer displays outputting to my big giant TV with surround sound, right? Because I mean, even though I
Yeah.
have big giant monitors on my desk, I don't have like a good surround sound system, and I'm like 3 feet away from it, and I'm in my office chair, which is comfy, but it's not as comfy as my couch is. Um,
Now, to add an asterisk, you do have a good surround system on your big TV,
on my
right?
big TV, so
Yeah.
it's easy enough to get my computer because I've got two display ports and an HDMI port on the video card. Right. So it's trivial to have, my two main monitors here, which both use
Mhm.
DisplayPort, and then my TV, which uses HDMI. I've just got an HDMI cable that runs to my TV, right? So that's all
Mhm.
easy enough to do. The problem that I ran into though is um, I've got a wireless Wi-Fi booster because of the way my house is. I don't get clear signal upstairs, so I have to get a
Mhm.
Wi-Fi repeater to make sure I can get wireless down here. Um, and that causes signal interference at sort of any distance. And so if I take my keyboard and my mouse and my controller over to my couch, it doesn't. It's too far away. Like the accessories don't connect to the computer. So I'm like, well, shit. What am I going to do about that? So what I eventually did is I bought a. So I have a wired um, keyboard, and my mouse is just one of those USB dongle Logitech mice,
Mhm.
and my
Mhm.
controller works via USB-C. So I bought a 20-foot length of USB extension cable, plugged one end into my PC, the other end into a USB switch, right?
Mhm. Yep.
Plugged. I have a separate a keyboard that I plug directly into that switch. I have a separate USB-C cable that I plug directly in that switch, and then I've gone ahead and put the mouse's wireless receiver on that switch as well. And then I bought a 30-foot wire spool. I don't know if you've ever seen one of these things, but you can hook cables up to it and then like wrap them
Yeah.
up and then
Yeah.
unspool the length that you need.
Mhm.
So I bought one of those, and so now what I do, uh, whenever I want to play PC games on my big TV, I unspool the wire. Everything
Yep.
is already plugged in. All I have to do is unspool the wire and then sit down
Plug it in.
at my yeah at my TV and then just change the receiver to my
Yeah.
computer's input, and it works seamlessly. The only challenge, and this is a very roundabout way of explaining why we were on a black screen initially, is it does create I don't know what is causing it. It shouldn't be causing it. I'm going to blame Amazon. Um uh when it connects to my TV, it sometimes confuses the computer as to what the default device it should be using is, and it'll
Mhm.
stomp on settings that it should not be stomping on, right? So like
Mhm.
OBS is a perfect example. When I turn on the TV, obviously I am mirroring one of the displays. I'm
Mhm.
mirroring my display one onto my big TV, and the audio output changes to my receiver. All of that's fine, works fine. But then when I turn off the TV and the receiver and I come back here, weird settings get changed. And OBS is one of the worst offenders. Either it'll lose what the audio input device is, or it will lose which
Mm.
monitor it's drawing signal from, or a host of any sort of random thing. And honestly, I blame my TV because it's an Amazon TV and it is a piece of garbage from a technology standpoint. The screen is fine.
Yeah,
It's not like the greatest screen ever, but it's for the money that I paid for it, it's fine.
sure. Hmm.
But the OS is one of the most obnoxiously slow, inefficient, and aggressive pieces of garbage. I will never buy another Amazon TV for as long as I
Yeah,
live.
yeah,
And it tends to hijack things. Like when you plug devices into it, it just goes, okay, I'm in control now. I am going to do everything. I'm going to reset whatever I want to reset. You have to do what I say, etc., etc.,
yeah.
etc. And it's just like I don't know why they have written this operating system this way. Um, I'm sure it's with some sort of like user convenience in mind or something along those lines, but it is wildly awful. And so I am, I this weekend I played a game called The Division 2 with a coworker of mine, which is actually super fun, by the way. Um, and this is, it's an Ubisoft game, and I'm saying that it's super fun.
Wow, that
It,
says a lot, actually.
yeah, and I mean it's a relatively old Ubisoft game. Like I don't remember.
Okay,
It's
so
a,
before they really went down the rabbit hole of being terrible.
I mean, no, they were pretty far down the rabbit hole of being terrible, but it was still, you know,
Okay.
Division 2 release date. Oh yeah, no, it was a while ago, 2019. So 7 years ago.
Yeah, that's
Um,
that's still when they were terrible.
hmm
Ubisoft started really going, yeah, when they're bad. Yeah.
um, sorry. Okay, don't. Okay. Um, uh, Anywho, um, I hold on just 1 second.
No worries.
There we go. Okay. Um, uh, so it works great though. I use my little cable spool, unspooled it,
Mm,
um, sat down and lounged on my couch with my big TV and my surround sound system, and it worked as expected. The only hitch, of course, is that starting the stream tonight, OBS forgot which monitor I wanted it to use for some reason, and I had to just hit that flag again.
yeah, but at this point, with how much we've done streams now, it always seems like OBS has some sort of sync issue with either audio or,
Hmm
I mean, it's sort of like familiar territory at this point. We usually know what the culprit is.
Oh yeah, yeah. At this point, yeah, it's just like
Yeah.
it's always one of a few things. And I've
Hmm.
started learning to just like do the checklist of what could have possibly
Yeah.
gone wrong
Yeah.
since the last time. And in this instance, I just forgot to check the monitor output, and so we had a bit of a
Mm.
black screen for a second.
Add it to the pre-flight checklist, I
Yeah,
guess.
that's exactly right. That's exactly right.
Cool.
Um,
Um,
but anyway, so what are we working on? That was a long, long intro. What are we working on tonight?
well, we had to go long just to explain what was the origin of that black screen.
Yeah.
So it made sense to me. Um, but tonight we'll be working on more Leon stuff. I'll be just kind of working on this shot here where he's kind of blasting away at the warhog, the approaching warhog. So yeah, we'll continue where we left off last week.
hmm
And this is just a slightly different angle. I mean, this is kind of a nerdy O2 shot. I don't know if you ever read Deathlock in Marvel Comics universe back in it was like around the 90s, mid 90s or something like that. There was one cover that was done. I
hmm
think it was Joe Quesada before he was editor of Marvel, and he was an incredible artist. And Jimmy Palmiotti did the inks for it, and they did a really cool cover with Deathlock
Mm-hmm.
blasting away, and it was such an impressionable cover for me. I just thought the art
Really
was incredible. That this animate my little animated sequence here is a kind of an ode to for that one little shot. I just love that shot. Deathlock was a
nice.
cool comic at the time. It's always either iteration of them, at least the two iterations I know of, which was an ex-army vet and then a computer programmer guy. Either one of the Deathlocks are great.
Uh-huh.
The
Mm-hmm.
cyborg guy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you. I don't know what if you know much about that Marvel lore for Deathlock or not, but
I
yeah,
know
I
who
was reading it.
Deathlock is. I don't. I admit I've never really. I'm looking at some of the cover, and I recognize the character. I know I've
Uh-huh.
seen issues or I've read issues with him in it in some capacity, but I definitely don't know any of the lore of Deathlock.
Yeah, yeah, you're not missing much. It's pretty straightforward.
Mm-hmm.
Either way you go, I think again there's two. There might be more now at this point, but
Yeah, who
I
knows?
think there was at that time there was two. There was one. There was a general, and then there was the computer dude that became a Deathlock as well.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, this is a really that was a really strange way of just kind of explaining this particular shot. Is I wanted to kind of do the same thing with
Nice.
it, but yeah. So
Love a
I'll
good
be kind of
homage. Love a good homage.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, I'll be doing that tonight here and hanging out with
Deathlock
you.
the
But
Demolisher.
yeah. Um
Anyway,
but I mean now that we're getting away from tech support really, we could talk about something more fun. I know you had a lot of fun at the Mario movie.
indeed, yes,
So
I
I know you've
did.
been kind of chomped at the bit maybe to kind of talk about that for a little bit.
Yeah, I did manage to sneak away um catch the Mario Galaxy sequel movie and had a very fun time with it. I liked it way more than the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but it is as you would expect if you're going into this expecting art or a coherent narrative or some sort of expression of film, you're barking up the wrong tree.
Yeah.
It is
Yeah, for
without a
sure.
doubt, another love letter to Nintendo and the Mario world more specifically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I went into it. I didn't have any expectations because of the first one.
Uh-huh.
Because like, and also knowing the studio does incredible animation. Illumination
Mm-hmm.
does incredible animation, but they also do Minions,
Mm-hmm.
and they've done a
Mm-hmm.
gazillion sequels to whatever that Despicable Me. And now at this point, to me, I've kind of been conditioned to not expect much as far as narrative or story from their movies. So
Mm-hmm.
to me, this sequel was just on the same par as a typical Minions movie for me. I enjoyed it. I thought it was fine. I had a lot to look at. It was visually stunning to look at moments. There was a lot of cool stuff happening, especially in the casinos sequence. It was fun. But I didn't really I didn't have high expectations for story. I mean, you and I talked about this off screen a little bit in preparation for hanging out tonight too. I mean, for me, it was more or less like I just kind of was like kind of bummed. I wish there were, and it was purely my own opinion. I just wanted to have there were opportunities that I wish could have that they would have done versus how they actually decided to go right to Galaxy. Um, I would have liked to have seen the Koopa Kids,
Mm-hmm.
and then kind
Mm-hmm.
of build up to Bowser Jr. for example. But whatever, I'm not in the writers' room, and I think you and I kind of talked about this before. You could probably elaborate more on it, but I mean, Galaxy games are a little bit more front of mind for people, so that
Uh-huh.
makes sense from a pure corpo standpoint. I get that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So maybe they want to get that in front of people. Um,
Yeah,
but
and
yeah, but overall, it was good. It
mm-hmm.
was a good movie. I didn't mind it. I thought it
No,
was fine.
yeah, I had a good time with it. Uh I really dug that they kept it entirely in the Mario world, as opposed to how in the first movie they felt like they had to contextualize where Mario and Luigi came from, and they didn't really, they spent absolutely zero time on that in the sequel, which is good because it
Mm-hmm.
was it was unnecessary in the first movie, quite frankly.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then I liked the fact, like, I think one of the biggest things that I liked about it is that Seth Rogen wasn't in it, so that was a big win. Um, because I just loathe Seth Rogen so much. When I heard that they cast him as Donkey
Wow.
Kong, I was just like, ugh,
See,
that
this is where
sucks.
you and I kind of agree and disagree on this one. I love Donkey Kong, so
Uh-huh.
I have
Yeah.
to admit I was a little bit sad that Donkey Kong did not make an appearance in the second one, but I totally understand why. They're out in
Mm-hmm.
the space and everything else, so he's not really in those. But I mean, they do nonsensical stuff all the time anyway. I was
Mm-hmm.
kind of hoping to see him, but I totally agree with you. I did not want Rogan to be the voice of Donkey Kong. Again, that was a disappointment in the first one. It's
Mm-hmm.
like, why him? There could have been
Mm-hmm.
so many other people. But with these guys, so yeah, I guess I will be kind of more on the grumpy side of things. I feel like having Donald Glover cast as Yoshi was a misfire because his voice is so disguised. Anybody could have done it. Why not just get the original Yoshi guy to do the voice at this point? Because it's not Donald Glover. But it's cool that he's in it, I
Mm-hmm.
guess,
Mm-hmm.
and it is a draw for people, I guess, that want to see the name,
Yeah.
so they want to go and see the movie. So I
Right.
get
Yeah.
that. But yeah, I was bummed not to see Donkey Kong. But again, with you on this other side of it,
Yeah.
not hearing Seth Rogen do the voice
Yeah. It
is
was just
actually nice.
wonderful. Yeah, I know. Not hearing his annoying ass voice was just pleasant. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
you know. But no, I mean, yeah, Donald Glover being the voice of Yoshi was whatever. It's like Vin Diesel doing the voice of Groot, right? I mean, it's like
Uh
joke
huh.
casting. He did his Yoshi voice just fine. It's such that it
Hmm.
was, right? But I mean,
Yeah.
you know, I the one of my like things that I liked more than I was expecting was Fox McCloud showing up.
Hmm.
Uh, I did think it was hilarious that they needed to not like most people aren't going to know, but like why it would matter, but they actually had like an in movie explanation for how he could be, you know, because he's like a
In
different,
the Mario
yeah, in
universe.
the Mario universe, and it's just like his warp
Hmm.
drive malfunctioned and sent him into an alternate dimension. It's like, cool. We really didn't need that explanation, but that's fine. It was explained over a really cool 2D animation segment, and so it's like that's fine. But I really liked what they did with the character. I honestly I thought Glenn Powell was the perfect kind of um generic white guy casting for McLeod. Like
Mm.
he's like exactly the right kind of bravado for Fox McCloud. But the thing that I really appreciated is that they didn't do the whole rival male hero figure that causes the protagonist to be insecure about himself, and so they end up butting heads and yada yada yada. That old trope. I like how like immediately Mario and he are best friends, and it's just nothing but positive vibes throughout. I just really appreciated that.
It's so I mean, as a star, I mean, I'm a Star Fox fan, probably not as well versed in all the games as you are, but I felt like he was a little bit for me. I felt like he was a little too cocky. I always kind of reserved the cocky stuff for
Mm,
Falco. So for
okay.
Fox to be a little bit more kind of, he wasn't. Don't get me wrong, he wasn't like super annoying like Falco,
Hmm.
but I always felt like Fox was kind of the straight for that group. There's what's his name? The bunny, I can't remember the bunny's name. And
Uh-huh.
there's Slippy the
Yeah,
toad who's
Peppy
always
the hare,
nervous.
Peppy hair, Slippy
Peppy,
Toad,
yeah, Peppy.
Falco
Peppy's the
Lombardi.
wise the brain dude, and then Falco. They have all those tropes with the characters, and Falco's the cocky, arrogant one, never wants to
Hmm.
admit that he's wrong.
Hmm.
And then Fox was the perfect as a straight man between all those characters. Enjoyed seeing him play that line, and I really enjoyed the character
Hmm.
in the games versus the Glenn Powell version. And it's not Glenn Powell's fault.
Hmm.
His voice was fine for Star Fox. It was just writing,
Yeah.
but that's just me. Again, this is all super nuanced stuff. I thought he was fine, but I just wish he just. I found him a little bit more. I found Fox to be a little bit more annoying than I found him in the games. I love him in the games. I did not like him as much as in the movie version. For me, I think he's okay, but yeah, he wasn't my favorite character, and I wanted to like him a lot. I really
Mm.
enjoyed the 2D stuff. I thought it was fun to see the origin. Um, and my brain was kind of fighting with, oh no, they're bringing Star Fox universe into Mario, but we've already been down this road already because Smash has already kind of smashed any kind of cohesion with their own with self-centered universes anyway.
Hmm.
So it's only a matter of time to kind
Well,
of you might as well explore that, right?
I mean,
So
they practically had enough characters in that movie from the Smash
yeah,
Brothers game that they could have made a Smash Brothers
yes,
movie just with the characters in the Mario Galaxy movie. I mean, down to Game
yeah.
and Watch showing up randomly.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
So,
you're right. So there we go. I mean, they're kind of opening the portal to do that smash if they wanted to. I mean,
uh-huh.
not that they need to, but
Yeah.
so I kind of forgave that. But I think overall, I mean, yeah, having Fox in there was fun.
Hmm.
I was actually hoping, for me, that I was kind of hoping he'd be like kind of a an offshoot of a Han Solo moment in Star Wars when you first meet Han Solo in Mos Eisley in the bar,
Hmm.
and he's that kind of character. I kind of was hoping for that a little bit, but it's okay. I mean, it has been like what 1978 was when it came out, or 1977.
77.
It's been plenty of years, so why not have a new? They've already ruined Han Solo in Star Wars. Why not try to bring another version of him someplace else? To root
Yeah.
for. These are all hopes and dreams that I had for the movie
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I kept thinking, well, this is Illumination. They're not, they just want to put stuff in front of people's eyes and give them eye candy. And they did.
And they did. Yeah, it was the editing was super frenetic and fast. I don't think
Mm-hmm,
a
mm-hmm.
single shot lasted for more than about 15 seconds.
Yep.
And that
Yeah,
was
for
one of the
sure.
longer shots, I suspect. And everything is cut very fast. There's not a lot of
Mm-hmm.
downtime. Even the exposition is super frenetic and super high octane. Like there's not a lot of breathing room, which is fine for what the movie was trying to accomplish, right? Like it's again, it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
I chuckle every time I see one of the reviews about the movie from like real critics, right? Movie critics complaining about how
Yeah.
the narrative doesn't make any sense, and it's just like, well, yeah, obviously it's a Mario movie. Like
I,
you clearly don't play video games at all because if you did,
yeah.
like this makes far more sense than any Mario game story does.
I didn't understand why people were questioning it. Uh, it's about a, I mean, I'm using prodigal son for Bowser Jr. He's not a
Right.
prodigal, he's not, he wasn't, kicked out of the house or anything. But it's about a son rekindling with his dad, and then
Uh-huh.
they're saving a princess. That's
Mm-hmm.
all it is.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't, and that narrative didn't change through the whole movie, so I'm a little
Mm-mm.
confused as to why people. But again, see, I'm guilty of this too. I had hopes for the movie for certain things, but I didn't walk away disappointed. It's exactly what I expected. It's kind of weird,
Mm-hmm.
but people were expecting like something. I don't know why it was getting panned by critics so much. I don't understand why
Well, I
either.
mean, honestly,
Um,
because I find critics to be pretty worthless. Most critics are, in my opinion, failed filmmakers. Um, they know a lot about movies, but whether they don't have the talent, they didn't have the luck, or what have you, they wound up writing about movies instead of making them, right? And most critics, to me, when I read them, they all sound a little bit jaded and a little bit bitter, and like they've lost the love for the entertainment medium that they are contributing their opinion towards, right? And and as a result, I find most critics are incapable of and I'm guilty of this too. Like sometimes they're just things that you don't like, right? I don't
yeah,
like
sure.
Christian Bale, I don't like Seth
Oh
Rogen,
man,
and so like I don't, I typically will
that's
avoid things that they do.
that's not fair to put Christian Bale with Seth Rogen. Come on, man. I mean,
To me it's very fair. I don't,
oh
again,
jeez,
I just
rough.
don't like him. I don't understand his
I
appeal at all. I'm not telling other people
yeah,
not to like Christian Bale, right? It's just
sure,
totally
sure,
personal,
sure.
you know. But that's the difference. Like, I think critics are like, if you don't like this, or if you do like this, you are wrong because I am smart and I know more than you, right?
Oh, that's the impression you get. You get this pretentiousness about them when they
Yeah,
talk about stuff.
yeah. They like
Did
they
you?
somehow have like the keys to the kingdom, and they're the only ones who can weigh in on this, And
So for
yeah.
me, just to kind of throw it back at you a little bit. For
Yeah.
me, just like watching the Mario movie, I didn't have when I read a critic's thing, I don't have any expectations from them either
Mm-mm.
because they're. I guess I mean not to sound like I don't. I guess I don't want to discount them for having some taste in watching movies since they do it all the time. That's their job, I guess. But I don't. Well, just like Illumination as a studio, I just don't put my expectations on them either. I
Mm-mm.
don't. For me, I don't. I just kind of take it for what it is. I think they got. I mean, obviously they're a writer, so I appreciate the writing that they put in to express their ideas, and I just kind of. I know it's kind of weird. I just kind of put a weird psychic distance on what they write, and I try not to put too much weight on their stuff. But
Yeah.
I do enjoy the style of writing, especially certain critics. I couldn't name you one right now, but I do enjoy like reading a paragraph from certain types of critics and how they put their own personality into it and how they write that way. I enjoy that aspect of it. With all that said, is I don't spend that much time reading about critics either. I just kind of take it for a grain of salt, and then I look at what the commoners, the peasants like myself and you, what they write on, for example, Rotten Tomatoes, and see what the aggregate score is, and then I kind of throw a dartboard, throw it a dartboard and see if it's really worth seeing or not based
I
on
will,
that.
yeah. Generally speaking, I take the critics' scores, um, and the fan reviews, and like, unless something has become increasingly or incredibly politicized, right? In which case you just can't
Mm-hmm.
pay attention to any reviews. You just have to take it. You have to go and see
You
it
just have to kind of
yourself.
just go, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But as long as it's not been politicized, I will. Usually, my opinion of the movie falls somewhere between the critics' opinions and the fans' opinions, right?
Uh huh.
Which I think is probably realistic.
Well, in this case, though, I think you're more you're actually more on the out. You're more of an outlier. It felt like because the fans were ripping on Mario 2 as well, right? I mean, it felt like
I don't think so. I mean, I could check Rotten
okay.
Tomatoes again, but like it was, it's sitting at a good. It was at like a good 40% by
Yeah, see,
actual
that's pretty
critics,
rough.
which is ridiculous
Oh, for
for
critics. Oh,
critics.
okay. Maybe I'm getting mixed up.
Oh no, no, but for
For
fans, let's see. Oh, there it is. Mario Galaxy. Uh, um, okay, Rotten Tomatoes is put up ad blockers that will not let you look at them unless you turn off ads. So I don't care that much. So,
hmm
um,
hmm
let's see. Rotten Tomatoes, Mario Galaxy reviews. All right. Yeah. So audience scores in the 90s.
Oh
Um,
wow. Okay, never
and the
mind.
critic
Never
scores
mind.
are
I'm
in
gonna.
the 40s. Yeah.
Okay, so in this case, you were with the. You're pretty
Yeah.
much with
Yeah.
the common people.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Uh it's funny too because this movie more so than a lot of movies, there's a huge divide. 40% versus 90%. Usually that kind of
Yeah, that's
disparity
huge.
is only reserved when a film has gotten some sort of political statement and then the critics are and the fans are intentionally review bombing or review,
Yeah, it's
boosting
hard to
to
kind of
as an axe
sift
to
through
grind.
stuff sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But no, no, I liked it. It's not art, and I don't think it was trying to be art. In the sense of like, you know, uh, n- you know, 9.5 is art, or The Godfather is art, or whatever. It wasn't.
Yeah.
It didn't have aspirations to be great cinema. It just wanted to be something fun.
hmm
And I think it succeeded really admirably. And again, it fixed most of my problems that I had with the first movie, which was I don't like Seth Rogen,
hmm
so every time he was on
hmm
screen,
Yeah.
his voice is like, chalk on fingernails on a chalkboard to me.
hmm hmm
Um, and the origin story they didn't really bother with anymore. I mean, like there were some exposition, but it was all in action sequences, and they got rid of most, if not all, of the contemporary pop music and just had like an actual full orchestral score through the whole film. um
Hmm.
which, because like it was such a weird anachronism in the first movie when like classic rock started playing for no reason, when there is so much good Mario music that you can draw from.
Yeah,
um and they fixed that problem in this one. There might have been a few seconds of an actual, tune, but it was almost exclusively um original score at this, so
yeah.
much better.
The composer did a great job for this one. And hearing just enough of a faint beat for certain Mario
Mm-hmm.
tunes was really fun. I will
Mm-hmm.
say though, um, again, this is me just wishing or hoping for stuff. But when I was listening to just the faint hints of the music, I just wanted to go back and play the game and play it that way because the arrangements in the games, they're masterpieces by themselves. You can actually just I'm almost surprised they didn't just drop them into the movie without any changes.
Yeah, yeah,
Especially
yeah, yeah.
Odyssey. Odyssey has some incredible
Yeah,
music in it.
yeah.
That you don't need to do anything to make it your own. Just use the footage that you have because it's so. I don't know. I just feel like it's almost it's at a point where it's timeless. But you get the 8-bit versions of stuff. Like when you go underground, all that kind of stuff. Sure, and it's now become mythology of sorts, right? You can always kind of do the dun 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 stuff, all that,
Mm-hmm.
but so
Mm-hmm.
that stuff could use updating. But like Mario Odyssey and Galaxy both had incredible scores that I just loved hearing. And so when you hear
Mm-hmm.
snippets of it, I just want to hear more of it. But again, this is just me being fanboying over that. It's
Oh
fine.
yeah.
The composers are great.
Yeah, I
They did
mean,
a really good job.
I think the real where the score really shines, and where I think the composer was the most successful is you have so many different Mario games, all with different kind of themes for their scores, and then you've also got Star
Hmm.
Fox, which features
Yeah.
prominently. And there's even like a moment with Pikmin where you get the Pikmin theme very briefly, and the composer did a great job of like blending all of these, like using the film score as like the sort of hub, and then venturing off into these different spokes of other Mario and Star and Nintendo music, and bringing them together and making it sound like a consistent, coherent musical score, right?
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
thought that was really the real genius of the whole thing, is how well
Yeah.
he ended up blending all of these different styles of Mario music and Nintendo music in general into what feels like a singular Super Mario Galaxy track,
Hmm. Hmm.
or Super
Yeah,
Mario
that's true.
Galaxy movie track,
Yeah, I didn't even think about how Star Fox was in there too, and so you need to get some of his stuff. Although for me, I was listening for Star Fox tunes. I didn't catch them as much. Maybe you caught
hmm
them, but I'm sure they were in there.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Star Fox has some great space opera music too. It's so good. So yeah, that does even add even more points to the composer for the movie because if he was blending a couple of different types of games in there. Yeah, but overall, I think he did it. Yeah, it was a really. It's kind of the co-star of the movie is the music,
hmm
right?
hmm Yeah, so it had tons of more Mario references, which I love. I told you my favorite joke in the movie.
Hmm.
I was the only one in the theater laughing, because it was so esoteric. There's a
Yeah.
scene where Baby Bowser is forcing Mario and Peach to run through a gauntlet, um, uh, and like it's a really crazy. If you see YouTube videos of people who make it nearly impossible Mario Maker stages to complete, there's like a whole subgenre of streamers who all they do is beat impossibly hard Super Mario Maker stages. Um, and they were clearly like paying homage to this kind of subculture of Mario Maker. And so Bowser Jr.'s in his control room, uh like starting the gauntlet off, right? And on his screen it's all 2D. Mario and Peach look like they're 8-bit versions, and every all of the bricks or everything look like they're from the original Mario Brothers. And Bowser Jr. goes, "All right, Mario, it's time to meet your maker." and I just like
Yeah,
I
yeah,
chuckled. It's such a stupid little joke. It was so
yeah.
dumb.
But it's really clever though. It's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, yeah. And I was the only person in the entire theater who laughed at that.
Yeah, that's funny. And then with everything else, you were laughing right along with the kids and adults though, where every joke pretty
Oh
much,
yeah,
right? I
no,
mean,
100%. 100%. I mean, this is a bit of a spoiler, but I don't it's the Mario movers who really cares. In the post-credit sequence, Daisy shows up, Princess Daisy shows up for just a like a, one quick second, one quick shot.
yeah,
And you understand the context when you see the movie for whoever's watching this, but she like a monkey thief is stealing something, and this satin gloved hand comes out of the side of the frame and punches the monkey in the face, right? And it's obviously Daisy, and I go, "Oh, it's Daisy!" And then like, obviously Daisy's revealed at that point, and then but I realize that as I'm saying, there's like a bunch of 10-year-old kids around me, right? And they're all going, "Oh, it's Daisy," and I'm like, "Oh yeah, okay, yeah." I'm still a 10-year-old at heart. There's no question about that.
yeah. It's pretty funny. Um, so here's one more. Here's one more. This is okay. I do have one, and this is a minor criticism for the movie. And again, this is just
Yeah,
me wishing for stuff. But I actually enjoyed Jack Black as Bowser a lot.
yeah. I
I
think
think
he's
his
great.
voice is perfect.
Yeah,
Everything. Yeah.
one of the best parts of that
Um,
movie, both movies.
yeah. But number two, I kept waiting for him to just backstab Mario, like be
Hmm.
completely comic book, like just be a complete two-dimensional villain that backstabs Mario. Oh, Mario, I'm your friend. I won't do anything to you, and he never does. And I was
No, I mean
so like,
he does have his his double heel turn, but he that happens because of his love for his son, which is like
yes, that's the thing.
weirdly
Yeah,
like like
yeah,
wholesome. He
yeah.
breaks
It's so
bad again because he loves his son. It's like
yeah,
weird.
and this is why Chris is wet because so when Mario's beating him at the end, I kind of felt bad for him.
Yeah.
I don't want to feel bad for Bowser. I just want to root for him and laugh. And instead, they kind of gave him this complicated, like I just didn't. I personally didn't agree with that from the writing standpoint. I just want a good. Just Bowser's always the same in every single game you
Hmm.
play. Mario Party, there's no nuance to him. He's just a jerk. He's self-serving. He's a jerk. He has kids. He just barely pays attention to them. Bowser Jr.'s always trying to vie for his attention. But this
Hmm.
one, like, I'm like, I feel bad for him. Like Mario, you're the jerk, not Bowser. He did this for his kid.
I
It's
don't
like
know. I
God, you know?
like the whole it's interesting like the theme of this movie was so heavily about family, right? I mean, you've got
Yeah, yeah.
Mario and Luigi, obviously, and then you've got Rosalina and Peach, and it's finally revealed
Hmm.
after all these years that they're sisters. Like yeah, everybody knew that Rosalina and Peach were sisters. Like that, I kind of feel like everybody kind of just expected that.
I did not
Um,
know that, Eric. I
yeah,
actually did not know that. I was kind of surprised. Like, I gotta ask her about this. I all the Mario games I played, maybe I just don't pay attention to the story. I didn't know that Peach and Rosalina were even related. Like I played Mario Galaxy 1. Did they establish that in 2?
if
Like
you
I don't know where.
it's implied if you read the storybook pages, right? So like as you progress through
Oh,
the
well, there
stage,
we
you
go.
can
Oh,
have
okay.
these little storybook vignettes of
Gotcha.
yeah, and
Okay.
there's like
Wow.
some implication there, and then and Shigeru Miyamoto's teased about it a couple of times, and so they just kind of made it official in this movie. But yeah, Peach and
Mm-hmm.
Rosalina are sisters, so you've got that dichotomy there with
Mm-hmm.
Mario and
Mm-hmm.
Luigi, and then Bowser rekindling his relationship with his son, who he kind of abandoned. And it's like the most wholesome reason to become a villain again is because you want to
Yeah.
like repair the breach that you created with your son.
Mm-hmm.
It was just like weirdly family oriented, but I
Yeah.
loved it. I thought it was great. I actually really liked
Yeah.
Bowser's journey on this one.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I just didn't want to feel bad for him, and then I felt bad for him. But I
yeah,
mean, he was skeleton, whatever, dry bones Bowser. You
yeah.
got to see that appearance, so cool. Again, it's minor for me. I just want to see Bowser like I'm used to in the Mario
Yeah,
Party
yeah.
games, especially. He's just self-serving and a jerk,
No, I agree. Yeah.
there's nothing redeeming about him, and it's comical because he's like Cobra Commander, levels
Mm-hmm.
of
Mm-hmm.
silliness.
I
But
agree, and I do agree with you that his storyline in the first one it was probably better for sure. Um, but I really did like what they did with this one as
Yeah,
well.
yeah. So you have no, there's nothing, there's no, when you watch this movie, there's nothing left for you wanting, going, man, I wish. You have no wishes at all for this one, huh? You were
Um,
completely,
this one,
everything
yeah,
was met.
it was, yeah, everything that I wanted to be in the movie,
Hmm.
everything that I wanted taken out that I didn't like in the first movie happened. It was just like, yep,
Hmm.
this is the Mario movie that I always wanted. This is perfect. I mean,
That's funny.
even Chris Pratt didn't bother me as he usually does.
Yeah, he grew on me too. I think we talked about this before too, because I was not a big fan of him in the first one. I just wanted, like, even yeah. But he grew on me in this one. I didn't mind him,
Hmm.
but I think Days, like, out of everybody that's been cast, it's probably Bowser's probably number one, and then
Hmm. Charlie Day as
what's his name?
Luigi.
Charlie Day as Luigi. I
Yeah.
can't believe how good he is as Luigi. He
Yeah,
is
he's
so good.
great. Great voice for Luigi for
Yeah,
sure. Yeah.
yeah. And in this one, he had his a few hero moments for Luigi as well. So that was kind of fun to see
Hmm.
him have some stuff. Um, and then Bowser Jr.'s voice was good too. I don't know who the actor is.
Benny Safdie.
Benny Safdie.
I think that's how you pronounce his name. Yeah, the only thing I've
Hmm.
seen him in at this point is Oppenheimer. Um,
Oh, okay,
I know he's playing Xerxes or somebody in the new Odyssey movie that Chris Nolan is doing.
okay,
Um, yeah, I don't. He's a relatively new name for my memory. But yeah,
okay.
he was great as Bowser Jr. I had no complaints about his
Hmm.
performance.
Hmm. Yeah, he did a great job too. And again, the animation was great. So
Oh yeah,
no,
phenomenal.
nothing
Just
to
such like
remark there.
yeah, just so many like little touches and details, just like secondary animations or little like motions that the characters do that they don't even draw attention to. They're just like these are actions that these characters would actually take, and I don't know. It was really good. I really really enjoyed it.
Did you what did you think about Wart's voice? He's a big actor too. I can't
Oh
remember his
yeah,
name, but
yeah. Luis Guzman. I thought that was
yeah,
what
Guzman.
I had no idea. And then when Wart started speaking, I was like, yeah, of course it's Luis Guzman. I don't know who else you could have picked that was better than Luis Guzman for that role.
Yeah, yeah. I thought that was fun. I think his whole gang, like, I can't remember the mouse's name, the mouse name, or then Birdo was in there.
Mm-hmm.
I wish Birdo had more screen time,
Mouser
but it's
and
okay.
Birdo. Yeah.
Mouser, yeah, yeah. It was neat to see them have appearances at least, And then this is a general comment for Mario too, but I always felt like Wart was a great villain, and I felt like they never really did much. Like, maybe he showed up one more other time in a Mario game, if anything.
I
But
mean, he shows up from time to time. He's never really been like a. I mean, obviously, Wart didn't really start as a Mario character.
yeah, yeah, it was a reskin for another game, right, or something like
Mm-hmm,
that.
mm-hmm. But yeah, no, Wart showed up in like Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening. I think was really the
Yeah,
only
that's
other
what it was.
time that he showed up.
Yeah, I just feel like missed another fun villain for Mario to deal with. Would have been cool, but yeah, Guzman was great for Ward. It was fun. Um, yeah, I love that whole sequence in the casino. It was
Mm-hmm.
really cool little section. Um, but yeah, um, overall though, I wonder how it's going to do in theaters. Like, if it'll stay in theaters for a while and make as much money as the first one. I
Yeah, I don't
wonder.
think it's going anywhere. I mean, uh it's so far the highest grossing movie of 2026, so
Hmm. Hmm.
I don't think yeah, I think it'll be in theaters for a few more weeks for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
Benny Safdie not really done a lot of stuff that I've seen. He was in ugh, he was in Happy Gilmore 2, which I did see.
okay.
Um and he was a pretty funny villain in that. He played sort of like a douche bro kind of part of the Manaverse kind of character.
Okay.
But other than that, yeah, Oppenheimer and um right, I think he was in Oppenheimer. Um maybe I'm wrong about that. Oh yeah, no, Oppenheimer. Yeah. Um and Yeah, but then like, just not a lot of other things that he's done that I recognize him from, or that I've seen that he's been in.
Hmm.
So relatively new on the scene. I mean, he was doing a lot of shorts and things of that nature, and then a few like actor stints here and there, and didn't really start showing up in real things into about 2021. So he's a pretty new face.
Hmm. Cool. Well,
But yeah.
overall, though, I think this is one of those things where you and I both enjoyed the movie,
Mm-hmm.
so there's not much drama here for this
No,
one
no, it's
as far as topics. I
not
mean,
one of
like you said,
our.
there's just small stuff here and there,
Yeah,
but
yeah. It's not one of our classic. I fundamentally
we,
disagree with your opinion about something, but
yeah,
absolutely understand why you feel the way that you feel.
yeah. But I don't put expectations on an Illumination movie anymore.
You
I
should.
haven't for a long time. It's just not. That's not what they do. They do stuff to give you eye candy and have fun. And if you have fun with it, then they've done their job,
Mm-hmm.
and they always do. I
Mm-hmm.
can't think of
Mm-hmm.
anything where Illumination's done a terrible job with their movies. They do. They have
No,
a
phenomenal
pick, and
animation
it's good.
house. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Um, Speaking of animation, I think we're in a pretty good spot for tonight.
Okay,
Leon is now firing his guns,
great, great.
ready to try to stop that warhog coming at him full speed. So we're in pretty good shape for tonight to call it.
All right. Well, then I guess we will call it there. Why don't you head on, anybody who's watching this live or later on, head on over to calamityjane.rocks. It'll take you to our Patreon site and consider joining us and helping us make this cartoon a reality. We're also on the socials. Instagram is at Calamity Jane Salamander. You're watching the stream, so you already know we're on Facebook or YouTube, so I don't need to plug it. But yeah, just search for Calamity Jane Salamander and you'll find us there. In the meantime, I believe I will be free next week. Sometimes it gets a little dicey. But yes, I will be around next week, so we'll same Calamity time, same Calamity YouTube channel. But until then, have a good night, everybody, and stay safe out there. Good night.
Good night.